So, in today's lesson, we will only talk about the imperative. First, we have a special form for the imperative. And the imperative is also used for hopes and wishes. So, you also could translate it to may. I hope that. I wish that. Also, in an imperative sentence, the verb always comes before the subject or the pronoun in that position. And if you are addressing someone with the imperative, the name can either come at the beginning or the very end of the sentence. In both versions, separated from the rest of the sentence with a short pause. And lastly, verbs in imperative always end in or. First, the are verbs. Here, the final are drops and or is attached. For example, linna becomes linno, or costa becomes costo. And don't worry, the e verbs are easy as well. Here, we are looking at the verb root. Again, that is the part without the e, plus or. For example, love becomes lavo. And here, note the change from v to v. That is due to an orthographic rule. You see, at the end of a word, which means final position, v is pronounced as v. Everywhere else, including between vowels or at the beginning of a word, v is simply pronounced as such. Another example, toll becomes tollo. And one last bit. In Sindarin, the verb to be, which is no, only appears in imperative. For example, no thinen, be silent. And since this lesson is rather short, if you want, you can do a little exercise. For this, conjugate the four following verbs into their imperative form: thula, have, luda, and gor. Now that we have a little bit the present tense and imperative, I guess we can start with a little bit of sentences and vocabulary next lesson. Thus, we will also look a little bit at the syntax. But as always, do not worry, we go through everything, step by step, no rush, no stress.